What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. Why are they mad? Today, I'm going to do my reaction to the Coach Prime interview. I'm going to listen all the way through in its entirety because it's called a it's caused a frenzy. Excuse me. It's caused a frenzy in the media, and I knew it was going to cause a frenzy in the media. But I'm going to react to it all the way through in its entirety. And I got to point out a few things that people are forgetting about the NFL and about this whole system we live in. You can't walk the fine line. You either have to be with them or against them. And when you're against them, you're going to have to be prepared to be under attack when you're against them. And I'll explain all of that, what I mean, during this reaction. Because a lot of people are forgetting a few things. Even this whole Coach Prime space with Colorado is becoming messy. And that was by design as well. But I stay out of it. I don't collaborate with anybody. I just do my own thing. I run a couple channels, and I know how this thing goes. And us as content creators, especially the melanated ones, we cannot come together to save our lives. That's just a fact. We have this competition thing, and there's no competition. I'm telling you, there is not. Especially if you believe that the only person you're competing with is yourself. There shouldn't be no competition, but there is. There's content creators talking about other content creators now, and that's just how the space has become. And this thing is, they're getting ready. When I'm going to tell you right now, the powers that be, okay, that run the NFL, they're getting ready to tear Coach apart. They're already going with the media attacks now. The media attacks are going to get strong as closer to the season. And Shador is going to pay for it. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. See, a lot of people say, well, Shador, he needs to be this, he needs to be that. We don't have equity in the NFL. I had explained to people that the NFL is the last organization where the owners have complete control. I said this before. The NFL is the last organization where the owners have complete control. The NBA is not like that anymore. The players have control. The player union have the control. Baseball, the players union have the control. They fought for this over the years. The NFL is the last one. Even soccer players in Europe is not like this. They have power. The NFL is the last organization where the owners collectively has the power. And we saw them exercise their power during the draft when Shador was getting drafted. We saw them exercise it. They said, don't draft him. Somebody said it. So that's neither here nor there now. I spent a whole season talking about it. And then Coach Prime said he would like to talk to Coach Monken. That's not going to help. Coach Monken is not the owner. He needs to talk to the owner. He don't need to talk to the coach about Shador. He needs to talk to the person that cuts the checks. He needs to talk to the owner. Because if that owner wants Deshaun to play, Deshaun is playing. This is no knock on Shador. A lot of people believe that Shador should be the starter for the Cleveland Browns. Our opinion means nothing. Nothing. We don't have any equity in the NFL. I had tried to say one time to people, hey, maybe we should stop supporting the Cleveland Browns and buying his jerseys because it's actually helping the owner and his family out. Nobody listens. We can't come together to boycott when one of our own gets done dirty. But the Jays can. You know what I mean when I say the Jays. They could come together, even though they have turmoil and beef in their own community. But collectively, they come together if they need to. We don't do that. Okay? So This is either one or two ways you could do this. You can either just watch this as entertainment, because it is. They're entertainers. And just say it's not that deep. If you watch it like that, then it's cool. But it ain't going to be big. You're not bigger than the program, especially when it comes to the NFL. No person is bigger than the program. And we saw that already. I thought Coach had more pull in the NFL than he had. If he had more pull, Shador wouldn't have got treated that way. He wouldn't have. He doesn't have the pull anymore. The people that he had to pull with, they're all gone, probably. If Jerry Jones is so cool with him, he wouldn't allow that to happen to Shador. Now you guys saying, what do you mean by that? He has pull in the NFL, doesn't he? Yes, he does. But collectively, they all come together and stand together when they need to, when it's against us. I don't have any elaborate editing or anything like that. I do on my other channel. I don't do it over here. I just come over here and I just keep it real. I just keep it 100 on how the system is. You cannot walk the fine line in the system. You can't be acting like you're conscious and you're unapologetic and still going to want something from these people. You got to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, you can't halfway play the game and then halfway don't play the game. They're going to destroy you. And they're going to do it right in front of us. And there's nothing we can do about it. Because we can't come together for nothing. Not even the content creators. Okay? So we can't come together for nothing. You guys going to continue to support the Cleveland Browns and make them richer by buying his jerseys. You're going to continue to do that. Like robots. You're going to continue to do that. And I don't care if somebody said, well, I didn't like your opinion before. I don't care if you don't like my opinion. You see this gray hair? I've been around the sun a long time. You see the gray hair. I don't care about your opinion. I know how the world is set up. Okay? I know how this world is set up. When you're playing ball with the big boys, you have to either submit to their program or else. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. Because they're going to sacrifice him in front of all of us. And they don't have to sacrifice him with his life. They have what you call high-tech lynching. Anybody know what that is? You don't have to know. You could just look it up. The first time I've heard that was with Clarence Thomas when he was trying to be confirmed to be a United States Supreme Court justice. I mean, go to the United States Supreme Court. He said, what they're doing to me is high-tech lynching. They're going to lynch Deion Sanders, the man, in front of us. They're going to. He's not bigger than the program. And they're going to use us to do it. They're using that interview to slowly, methodically, throughout the rest of the year to tear him apart. They're already doing it. I'm looking at the headlines. They're already doing it. I don't know if that person that interviewed him is part of the system. I'm not sure. I don't know him. But let me explain something. Let me explain something very quickly. If you know how this system works, we wouldn't have done it like that. But maybe Coach don't care anymore. Maybe he's tired of sitting the sidelines and not saying anything. But he know the repercussions are coming. He knows that. The repercussions are coming. These people are evil. They felt like they made you, Coach. They felt like they made you who you are. They the one propped you up. They felt like they made you throughout the years. Okay? Never mind all the hard work you put in and the God-given ability that you possess, right? That you once possessed on the baseball field and the gridiron. You put in all that hard work, but these people felt like they made you. And when they feel like you're trying to buck the system, they're going to make you pay for it. We all know how this is. The NFL the owners still have the power. And if he really had the pull with all these NFL owners. I saw how he was schmoozing up to Jerry Jones. It was for nothing. It was for nothing. The way his son was treated in the draft. That's how I see life, black and white. I don't see it no other way. Some people say, well, Max, Jerry didn't have nothing to do with this. He had a quarterback already. He could have talked to his boys like, yo, stop the bleeding. This kid should have went in the first or second round. Y'all stop playing. That didn't happen. You know why that didn't happen? You guys forgot. You remember that picture with Jerry Jones back in the day? I know people saying, well, Max, he was just a kid. Them people were trying to be integrated in the schools. We didn't ask to be integrated. We didn't ask to. But these people were trying to just go to school, and he was out there with the gallery doing the most. I'll never forget that picture. And guess what? He didn't want you to see that picture, but somebody found it by chance. That's where he comes from. That's his stock. So don't act like these people are our friends, because they're not. My channel has taken a hit because I decided I'm just going to be straight up 100. Okay? I'm not going to deceive. I'm going to be 100. I know what they're doing to Shador. And what they're doing to Shador is is because of the dad. That's why they're treating Shador like this. They've been doing this to Coach Prime since he was a player. He knows this. It's always been a love-hate relationship with him and them. They do all different type of things to put us down low-key. They do all different types of things to us. They make us wear dresses in the media. Okay? Make us put makeup on. They don't do that to the others. They do a lot of things to try to low-key, oh, we're not putting you down, but low-key at the dinner table is a joke to them. They make you make chicken commercials. Ooh, it's some good finger-licking chicken. You think that's funny? Well, then unsubscribe to me then. That's not funny. They do all different types of things to put us down. Like we the ones on the planet that don't like good chicken. A lot of people like good chicken. Some people can't make chicken because they don't know how to season it right. So this interview, a lot of people are talking about this interview. There's a content creator going around. He said he don't like the interview. Why? Because they put you up to say it. They put you up to say that, didn't they? They put you up to say that. Okay? They use us to attack each other. They're not going to use me, though, because he can't pay me enough money. My channel's already in the toilet. So I'm not, and I don't care at this point. So I'm just going to keep it 100. I'm not cussing. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm keeping it real. Coach, you can't have 1 foot out and 1 foot in with these people, because now you don't have no foot in no more. The way they treated your son. He knows this. That's why he don't want to sit back and be quiet anymore, which I understand. When he said that Shador went through hell and stuff like that, he's not lying. He did. For somebody of Shador's caliber, right? For somebody of Shador's caliber, they had him throwing the trainers. They're not treating the other quarterback like that. You know, the quarterback they just drafted? They're not treating him like that. They're seeing potential in him. He did go through it. But my question is why? Why did he go through it? We don't know. There's only something behind the scenes that happened. We can only speculate. There's been a lot of things on why they say that this happened. But I wasn't there, so I don't know. But Coach knows. You know how I know Coach knows? Shador didn't even show up to the draft day. That's how I know. He knew he wasn't going in the first round. Because Coach Prime said he's getting prepared for the bull junk that's getting ready to happen on draft day. He said that. So they knew it was coming. We don't have no equity in the NFL. You can't be unapologetic and deal with these people. You can't. You just got to accept your spoil and know that they own this where they own the system. that seem to be crumbling anyway. The republic seems to be crumbling anyway. They're trying to save it. That's why they went to China. But without further ado, I want to get into this interview. Because you don't have no type of interview like this if you ain't ready for the repercussions. Maybe he's ready for it. He tired of dancing with these people. He might be. He tired now. Like it's what it is at this point. It's up at this point. I'm not going to sit back while you treat my son like this. So I get it. But let's get prepared for what happens.
It's one of the moments where it reminds you why sports matters beyond the scoreboard. Because every once in a while, somebody comes along that changes the culture, not just the game. Our guest tonight did that as a player, as a businessman, as a coach, as a father, and honestly, as a brand before athlete branding was even a thing. Two-sport legend, Hall of Famer, World Series and Super Bowl competitor, cultural icon, coach, mentor, and now watching his son navigate one of the most passionate football cities in America, Cleveland, Ohio. Mm-hmm. But tonight, this isn't about the headlines. This is about leadership. This is about fatherhood. This is about pressure. This is about growth, competition, and legacy. And what it...
Hey, listen, man, you're not going to come disrupt what I'm doing here. Okay? You're saying Shedeur didn't want to sit behind Dak. That's not Dak. That's not the reason he fell in the draft. We know this. Okay? You typing a little too much now. You typing a little too much. You know what I'm saying? We already know why Shedeur fell in the draft. It was because of politics. Okay? It's not because of nothing else. I want to hear nothing else. It's not because he didn't want to sit behind Dak. When did you hear that? So let's just continue, man. We done. I've already said it. It's because of politics. We don't have equity in the NFL. What the fuck does QB1 mean? He don't own the team. We don't own the team. Why can't we think differently? We don't own this fucking team. We don't own the NFL. And quite frankly, I'm going to be 100 with you. I say the Jets, this and that. I don't give a fuck I'm not really about the Jets, man. I don't. I live down the street from the damn stadium. You know what I'm more excited about? The World Cup coming. That's it. I'm not really excited about the NFL no more, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not. I'm really not excited about the NFL anymore. It's just, it don't hit the same no more for some reason. It doesn't. I don't know why. It just don't hit the same no more. You see Megatron retired early. A lot of these players, the smart players, they retire early. You know that? They retire early. Megatron said, I can't do it no more. He said they were sitting up there allegedly throwing Vicodin at him. Go out there and play. Go out there and play until you're a broke racehorse. He didn't want to be a broke racehorse. He retired early. The same thing with the Colts quarterback. He was so smart, he retired early. So this is a lot. The NFL is not what you think it is. It's not. And it's not the reason why he fell in the draft is because he didn't want to sit behind Dak. That's not the reason. It's politics.
Really takes to thrive under the brightest lights in sports. So Browns fans, football fans, and everybody watching around the country, it's an honor to welcome to the barbershop, Coach Prime.
Let me tell you something, my brother. This is well overdue. I want to thank you for standing up when everyone else chose to sit. We don't ask for you to do us any favors. We just ask for you to disperse the truth and the heartbeat of who we are. And you've done that unequivocally.
That is true. You said if Cleveland win with number 2 at quarterback, they're going to look crazy. That is true. They are good, especially with the weapons they have now. He can actually thrive right now with this particular offense right now. He can thrive right now with this particular offense they have. But quite frankly, I don't really care about Cleveland thriving. I'm being 100 with you. I hope they fucking lose. I don't like Cleveland. If you think this is a pro Cleveland show, you might want to unsubscribe, yo. I don't like Cleveland. I never liked them. I never liked them for the whole decades. I never liked Cleveland when they moved. I don't like Cleveland. I don't. I think it's a losing organization. But I think the owner's a dick, and that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? So I saw the owner and his family show up to the game last year playing for the camera because his sons and everybody, his grandsons and everybody had the Shador jerseys on. Okay, but if y'all show up to the stadium with the Shador stuff on, why y'all treating them like that? They just playing for the camera in front of our face because they know all they got to do is give us a bone. We'll take anything. We will do anything to feel included. I don't want to be included with these. I don't want to say what I want to say. I don't want to be included with them because I think they're corny. Okay? I don't want to be included. I don't want them to think we're cool. I'm not trying to be in their favor. Okay? I'm not. Yeah, I'm not trying to be in their favor. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that maybe the lesser of the two evils, maybe he should go somewhere else. But I would never sit here and root for Cleveland, especially when he's not playing. I told you I'm not watching him this year if he don't play. I will halfway watch him if he plays because I would like to see him as an individual succeed, but not the organization, though. Nope. I'm sorry. I halfway don't even like the NFL, yo, because I think it's all made up anyway. I think it's rigged. You know what I'm saying? So I've been had a problem with the NFL. Somebody did break into, we could go into that a little later. They claim that they caught the people, but you saw how that story went away, right? Who put the people up to that? I don't know.
Without a shadow of doubt. And I thank you as a father. I'm speaking to you as a father right now. I thank you so much for just standing up and you call a spade a spade. If he ain't doing his job, it is what it is. I check him before y'all check him, so it's all good. He used to that. But I just want to thank you for being the brother you are, man. That's why I'm here. Because there's a relationship, there's a trust. And I don't trust everybody.
See, that's what he said right there. He doesn't care about you critiquing Shador's game. He doesn't care about that. He doesn't care about you keeping it football. He said, if you get on him, you get on him. We rock with that. But the personal attacks, just like one of the CU alum that has a YouTube page, he's on a personal attack. That's different. A personal attack is different. And then he bragged about being a part of a certain motorcycle gang. I hear everything. And then when he said he was a part of this certain motorcycle gang, I said, okay, now I know who we dealing with. I know a lot of people that went through a lot of people's head. He said, yeah, I'm a part of this motorcycle gang. I bet y'all can't name it. I'm not going to tell you what it is. And you're not going to find it because he said it, and he said it in passing in one of his live chats. When I found out he was part of that, I said, okay, now I know who we dealing with now. He don't like Coach Prime from the gate. He didn't like him. Okay? Coach Prime would never succeed in Colorado. Why y'all want him to succeed in Colorado? Why? I would rather for him to succeed at Florida State or back in HBCU somewhere. Okay, that's how I really feel. Because they benefiting and he's getting tore down. You know why? They're benefiting because the ticket sales went up. The concessions are making money. The hotels are making money during the season. The restaurants are making money. The overall economy around there is making money, and he's still not being appreciated. I'm not saying all of them don't appreciate him, but there shouldn't be hit videos out on him like this from CU alumni. There shouldn't be, because the last time Colorado won a bowl game was in 2004. Okay? They haven't won a bowl game since. So what's the problem if he went 2 years, if he had a losing season last year? What's the problem? Y'all used to losing. So what's the problem? Didn't he get you a Heisman Trophy winner? Didn't he get you to a bowl game? At least he did something within those 2 to 3 decades. But that don't matter to them because of who he is. I know. And I know he can't hide when he said he was a part of that motorcycle gang. I bet y'all can't name him. It begins with an N. M. Begins with an M. He said it. When I found out he was that, I said, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't want to be around them guys if I'm broke down in the dark in the country and they ride by. I'll be dead. I'll be dead. That's how deep it is with this dude. He hides it. See, let me tell you what they do. You think they walk around with sheets anymore? No. They integrated in society. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're judges. They don't walk around with sheets no more. Are y'all crazy? They don't walk around with sheets no more. They're police chiefs. They're integrated in all parts of society. When he said he was a part of that certain motorcycle gang that begins with an M, I already knew who I was dealing with. I already knew what I was dealing with. He don't like him. See, it was a personal attack. He started doing the personal attacks. You see, coach don't care about you saying they're going to lose. I could say, damn, guys, I think CU is probably going to win 3 games this year, and this is why. He don't care about that. That's just a football opinion. He don't care about that. Coach don't care about that. That's cool. He said, but then he'll keep that in the back of his mind. Those, okay, so when we win, all right, cool. What you got to say now? So now we just talking, we going bantering with football. It's not a personal attack. You get it? That's why he don't rock with him no more. I mean, this guy had an interview with coach. You think he couldn't have called coach on the phone? Hey, coach, man. All he had to do was call coach on the phone. Hey, coach, man, I got some people around here that I'm working with that I think you need to look at. They're dogs. You don't think coach would have took them kids if he was cool with him? Yes. He didn't do that. He went on a personal attack. And I'm telling you when it started when he got there with his speech, the Louis Luggage speech. That's when it started. That's when it started. And I remember one of the kids, I remember this vividly. The kid said, well, what about the people that's injured? He said, well, we're going to keep the ones that's salvageable. Coach said that. And the rest of you got to go. They didn't like that. They did not like that. Okay? They didn't like that. That didn't sit well with them. And then Christian Fourier, his son wasn't cutting the mustard. Have you heard about Christian Fourier's son here lately? No. Maybe he wasn't that good, right? So then he went on his personal attack. They don't care nothing about coach, Deion, the coach. They don't care. He had haters since the 80s. He's been had haters. Okay? He's been had haters. And it's just coming back now. And we're seeing it now in present day. Let's continue with the interview.
Well, that means a lot. I've grown up watching you as an athlete, a former Division I athlete. I've grown up watching you in baseball and football and doing what you've done. And I'm a fan of what you mean, not only specifically to people in general, but as a man of faith like myself. So it's a blessing to have you here. And Coach, first and foremost, I do appreciate you joining us tonight. This is a major moment for the platform. But fans here in Cleveland, because there's so much attention surrounding Shedor's journey right now, what's the fascinating thing about his career is that part of the time, people are really watching him build his own identity away from you coaching him directly every day. So the first question is, what is it like for you as a father watching the growth happen from afar instead of being there every step of the way in the process as his coach?
You know what? I'm so glad you divided that, because you got to understand, when you're talking to me as a football coach, a former killer out there on the grass, as well as a father. So I'm glad you're slicing it up. So now you're asking from a father's point of view. Man, I'm proud of him for the journey. The journey has been tremendous. You guys have no idea um, what he's gone through emotionally, mentally, psychologically, because when you've always been this guy, and then God allows you to not fall, because he definitely ain't fall, but to be categorized in a certain way, and you can't do nothing about it, but sit back and try to navigate this journey as best as possible. I'm proud of him, man, because he never flinched. He never broke. A lot of things he didn't understand. We still don't understand. And you got to understand now, I before I start coaching, that you guys knew Coach Prime, I was in media for 20 years, man. So I know the backdrops of all these things, the Ian Rappaports, the Adam Scheffners, the
I knew he was in media for 20 plus years because we're in the same age group. Me and Coach Prime in the same age group, so I know the history. Yes, he was a legend in media, a media legend. Okay, he was one of the people. He was like the Dick Vitale of football. If you know, you know. What do I mean? But he was the Dick Vitale of football. You know, when Dick Vitale say you're a diaper dandy, you're going to the NBA, hands down. When he label you a diaper dandy, yeah, you're going to you got a fast track to the NBA. When Coach Prime used to commentate at the NFL Combine, he said, "Oh, this is a dog here." He went on to get drafted. Everybody. He wasn't wrong about one player. Was he wrong about J.J. Watt? I'll wait. No, he was not. No, he was not wrong about him. Was he wrong about Jameis Winston? No. He wasn't wrong about Russell Wilson. He wasn't wrong about none of the people that he graded. He was never wrong. He said they're going to go on to have long NFL careers, and they all did. He wasn't wrong about one. Not one. He wasn't wrong about Jadeveon Clowney, was he? He said, yeah, he gonna dominate when he get in there. He wasn't wrong. He was high on Johnny Football, but the politics and stuff and outside things is what kept Johnny Football for continuing to play. And then also Johnny Football went to the Browns. That's just another story. He went to the Browns. Yeah, them folks stay mad. The reason why, you got to think, why are they mad? It's just football, right? He's just a football coach. Why are they mad? Because he's not treating them how they want to be. He's not kissing their ass. That's why. I'm just going to tell you like that. Okay? Why should he kiss Matt McChesney's ass? Matt McChesney only played 5 games in the NFL. Coach Prime played so much in the NFL, his body took a toll. He played so much. Okay? There's levels to this. I'm sorry to say it. Yes, Matt went to the NFL. He played with the Jets. Right? But he didn't play that long. He played enough, like he said, to get his pension. Okay, kudos to you. This man played long enough to get enshrined. It's a totally different level. But see, these people don't care about that. Just like the story of OJ. How did Jay-Z say it? That's how they feel. That's how they feel. And I don't want nobody to come here and say, well, that's not all of us. I didn't say it was all of them. I said that's how they feel. I didn't say everybody. The story of OJ. So he's right. He was a legend when it came to the media. Nobody did it better than him. It was other people too, right? There was other people of his counterparts, right? But he was up there with them. And then he decided to leave broadcasting because he had a bigger mission. He had to go make sure he coached his sons and make sure they're all right. Because he was coaching them as well, even while he was in the media. He was coaching them. But then he went to now he's in his new brand, Coach Prime. Man, we know him as Deion. People that I grew up, we know him as Deion. He Deion to us. You know what I'm saying? He Neon Deion to us. But this is his new brand. I respect it, Coach Prime. So he's dealing with the hate again. He's been dealing with the hate. But Shador is getting he getting what I call the strays from it. But like I said, he gonna be a cold dude if he gets through this and go start somewhere else or wherever he gonna do. Shador ain't nothing gonna be able to rattle him. He gonna be a cold dude when it comes to the game, because he can get through this. Ain't nothing gonna bother him. Nothing. Okay. And I like how he handled himself. He handled himself with a lot of class, because he could have easily just went ballistic, but he didn't. Okay. And he should have had the same attention that Cam Ward was getting. You see how Cam Ward, they was like showing him the new stadium, showing him around. Shador should have got that treatment. That should have been Shador too. He should have got that treatment. They're the same fucking player. They both can play almost the same. Okay? So what? Why did one go so damn low? It's politics. This is a political. It's always been a political game, right? Even NBA is political. You see people in your neighborhood that are better than some of the players in NBA. How come they didn't make it? It's because of politics. You got to be able to play the political game as well.
Everybody you could think of. When I was with the NFL Network, CBS, as well as Barstools, I know how this stuff works. So a lot of things that was said, that was noted, my brother, we knew what time it was. We knew where it came from. Phone call for me, because you got to forget, I was in that lane for a long time. So I'm sitting at the desk seeing the calls coming from owners, GMs, coaches, players, trainers, about the players, who was going to play, who wasn't going to play, who's doing this. I was sitting right by these guys from the NFL Network and CBS and so forth, and I understand how this works. So a lot of things that was said, it wasn't a buck, and it bothered me, but it didn't bother him. He just wanted the opportunity to get on the grass and do his thing, and I'm proud of him as a man, how he's developed, and his relationship with the Lord has strengthened so much, and that's one thing I'm truly proud of. So
yeah, Shador grew up right in front of our eyes. I remember they had that reality show. You guys remember that reality show when he was a kid? We literally watched this kid grow up. If you watched that reality show when they were kids, right? Until now, we actually literally watched him transform into a man right before our eyes. A straight up man, straight standing 10 toes down on it. They don't make it. He's old school. I didn't realize young people still act like that. He old school with it. He old school. They cannot break him. He knows who he is, and he's standing on it. Oh man, you can't make it like that, man. That's some old school shit right there. That kid that's some old school stuff, right? Shador old school. Even all his kids act old school. They do, because obviously they got old school rearing. That's what it is. You ever hear how Shiloh talk? It's coming from the dad. You know what I'm saying? They're all different expressions of them. It's kind of crazy. They are. They're all different expressions of them. And he's old. He's like a throwback type of player. Shador is a throwback type of player. He's one of them quarterbacks that he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's a bona fide tough guy. And I knew he was a tough guy when Travis got hurt in that game and Shador got in the defender's face. I said, that's a bona fide tough guy right there. He's standing on principle. He's old school with it. Everybody else would have just kind of took a laid back approach. He didn't do that. That's the quarterback. It's supposed to have been the offensive lineman jumping in his face, where he was the quarterback first. I seen him take beatings and stuff like that, and he didn't even complain in the media. That first year he was at CU, he almost ended his career, almost got his career ended. When the offensive lineman was blocking and he just did like this. His hands, he just released his hands and let the defensive end tee off on Shador from the blind side. And then people said, well, that offensive lineman, he's garbage. Well, he's in the NFL now. How is he garbage? What is that saying to you? I said when he leaves CU and go to that other school, we're going to follow his career and see if he can block or not. And it seemed like he can block. So he didn't want to block. That's what happened. He got pissed off about something and he didn't want to block. That's a dangerous situation because he was protecting Shador's blind side. Shador is right-handed. So all this stuff I said on this channel already, I said all of this already. And I've suffered because of it, because the channel, they shadow ban. They're not, I'm not a hit piece channel. I don't know Coach Prime like that to hate on him. And I don't hate on nobody anyway, because I believe that when you hate on people, good graces don't come back to you. There's been so many good graces that's happened to me. Like it's like accidents that I could have gotten into, I didn't get into. It's because I'm a good dude, man. The blessings don't always come financially. The karmic blessings, they don't always come financially. It comes when you need it. When you're a good person and you happy for everybody, good blessings come to you. It does. I don't compete with nobody. I'm not trying to hate on nobody. I rarely go live, do I? I rarely go live. Rarely. People say, Max, you ain't going live. Because, man, I'm waiting for the season. There's a lot of stuff that I could have talked about. I'm not talking about all that. You know what I'm saying? People being messy about, Shador's parents. I'm not doing all that. These people my age. I'm the same age as Pilar. Well, no, actually, I'm not. She's a little older. But that's, by a year? These people my age, man. I've known them, I didn't know them personally, but I seen the come up. You know what I'm saying? I feel funny, talking about certain shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel funny about it. So sometimes I don't have shit to talk about. That's why I don't go live and make video. I don't have nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Everything is straight. They getting ready for the season. Juju's getting ready. Shador's getting ready for the season. Travis getting ready for the season. That's it. I wait for the season. You know what I'm saying? And then that right there. But all the behind the scenes stuff, like when I hear vloggers talk about, Coach invited me here, this and that, that's silly talk to me, yo. That's somebody that need to wear a purse. You know what I'm saying? Well, these young people wearing purses any damn way. That's purse talk. I'm not trying to be a purse talk wearing person. I'm not trying to do all that. I still have principles from the 80s. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I still have that mindset, even though we're in a different timeline. So I'm corny. I come off corny to people because I'm not sitting up here popping it and popping my eyes and yassa girling. I'm not doing all of that. Okay? So that's just what it is, yo. And I'm not trying to hate on Coach. Now, I might say, I don't know, Coach. I don't know what y'all going to do with this season. I don't know. But the season ain't here yet. It's too early to talk about it. Because they're not even in the final camp yet. They're still in the beginnings of this build here. I said this was a rebuilding team. That Matt and them talking about this is the year to show he need to show proof this year. Show proof for what? Y'all ain't show proof since 2004. The fuck? Y'all didn't show proof. Why didn't you start a channel and go hard on them other coaches? You didn't show proof since 2004. So what are y'all talking about? This shouldn't even been a Division I squad. Y'all lucky y'all still D1. Y'all lucky y'all still D1. Y'all should have been Division III. That school should have been jumped down. But what's saving them is that they got other good programs. The soccer program is good. See, this is what's saving them. The soccer program is good. The basketball program is good. Women's basketball is so they don't need to be going down to Division III. That's what's probably saving them. But now that Coach got there, since his tenure there, he did produce a Heisman Trophy winner and get y'all to a bowl game, didn't he? Oh, that's all forgotten now. Now he got this is a show and prove. You know it's not. Like, if they win, they win, yo. If they win, they win. I'm still going to talk about them. It's still the best talked about program. I don't give a damn. They win one game. It's still going to be exciting to talk about. You know, just the whole preparation for the season and this and that. It's still going to be exciting. I'd rather talk about them. And then if Shador starts, and then, okay, then that'll be cool right there. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, it's like these people are messy, yo. Messy. This is a hit piece. They use us to do it. To go out and go against everybody. Go against our own.
Well, a lot of things that they think bother him, it don't bother Grown. I call it Grown. That's his nickname. It don't bother Grown, man. Grown. I heard somebody on the I don't know if it's the gram or whatever talking about he pays too much attention to social. No, he don't. Like he could care less because he is who he is. He's not going to be influenced. Or now, one thing about the family, we keep receipts now. We do that. we know who's who talks about it. So you know, when we come up, we understand who not to get down with. So we know that for a fact, my brother.
You know, that's a powerful that's powerful there, Coach, when you talk about, you know, his faith in that growing. Because I think a lot of people in Cleveland are still trying to separate the headlines and the social media image from who Shador is exactly as a man and a teammate. So a lot of people see the confidence, they see the jewelry, they see the spotlight.
Why wouldn't you see that? You were birthed from that. Like, this is what we do. It's not that we're trying to show out a showboat. This is how it was. Like, if you put up videos when he was 12 and 10, it was that. Like, that's where we come from. That's how he was exposed. And that's what it was for him. So that was like a badge of honor when he could rope up or chain up or link up. Then he turned to gold to diamonds. Like that's where we come from, man. So you can't fault a man for understanding where he came from. And that was the come up. That in our neighborhood, in our inner city, see, you getting caught up in thinking how he grew up. He didn't grow up with no silver spoon. He didn't grow up with no credit cards. You know, I took him to the other side of town, man. He grew up in South Dallas. Yeah, he grew up playing ball against us. like he and Shiloh and my daughter. Bossy played quarterback too. So we grew up on the other side. I took them to the other side so they could have that ingredient in them. When times got rough like they did, they would know how to respond.
So that led right into where I was going. I say, you know, look, what is something?
That's why he was so comfortable. Hold on a second. Let me see something.
That a lot of people don't see about his toughness, his leadership, his preparation.
That's why he was so comfortable hanging out in the hood. Remember when he had that little, when he had that drive, when he was trying to help out people in Cleveland? He was so comfortable being around because Prime took him around the hood when he was a kid, which I thought was important. You know what I'm saying? So he'll know that how it really is out here. You can see it in him. You can see he doesn't strike you as somebody that has a silver spoon. He doesn't strike me as that. Okay? He doesn't strike me as that. He just strike me as just an average dude. That's just happened to be famous. That's just what he is. They don't strike me as because if you notice when people come up to him for autographs, it's like even the kids, it's like they relate to him. That's because of his upbringing. I could see that. He's a good kid. Very good kid.
That maybe people in Cleveland have not seen yet that you've seen up close and personal.
Well, if you haven't seen that, you ain't looking. Because he's always been a leader. You know, it was some ignorant things came out about him pre-draft and all that. Like, he would never go into a meeting with headphones on. He would never go into a meeting unprepared. Like, that's just not who he is. There's no way he could accomplish the things he accomplished without being prepared. His film hours and his study time was well noted when he was at not only Jackson, but high school, as well as, like, when we had layovers, we would be getting on the board in the Admirals Club. we got on the board, man, and I was putting defenses up there, and he was putting the offenses up there, trying to dissect them. And Shiloh was putting the defense up there, and Grown was putting the offenses up there, trying to dial up a play to beat his brother. So that all that stuff was a lie, man. That bothered me. It didn't bother him, but that bothered me because I knew where it came from. But we never, we took the high road. I never said where it came from. I know, dog. I'm connected like that with a lot of people. I was that before I was a coach. So we know what time it was. So when people are talking in the Cleveland media and saying this and saying that, we just sit back and laugh, man, because we know where it's coming from. We know exactly where it comes from. And it's funny because it's funny. It's almost like someone's coming to tell you something, but you already know what they're going to say. You already know.
If there's one thing about the Sanders, y'all keep the receipts. Like, people over in the barbershop understand the receipts, but in the people that you guys, in the people who've watched Colorado, because I tell you, my mother and my father, they see you aunties and uncles. We live in Ohio, but we was watching the Colorado games way back when it was stand up in Cleveland, Ohio. 10 o'clock was prime time.
We apologize for that bull jump we put on tape last year. I appreciate it. We'll be better, okay? I apologize. I apologize. I get calls all day because the coaches are out recruiting and they FaceTiming me with the kids, and we got a big weekend coming up in Colorado as well this weekend, so I can't wait to see the recruits. So I apologize for that. I was saying, tell the aunties they're going to be back right this year, okay?
The aunties will appreciate that. Was there ever a moment where you were coaching Shedeur, whether that be high school and college, and you saw him respond to adversity in a way that really made you think for the first time, oh, he's going to be an NFL player?
No, I knew that from the rip. Like, when he was 7 years old, he was checking off at the line, man. He'd look at it and see it, and he was checking off, putting us in the right position all the way through and all the way up. And he's a savant when it comes to that. So hearing the bull jump that we heard, like, come on, dog, like, you for real? Where'd it come from? Like, come on, man. Where'd that come from? That bothered me because you can't try to make my son out to be no dumb Negro, man, with all the tutelage and all the persons that has been in his life to help him elevate even besides me. Don't do that. That bother a brother right there. Don't do that. Don't make us out to be fools. We never been dummies.
When you hear that, Coach, one of the critiques of Shedeur was not understanding the reads, the checks, the hots, the insides and outs. How did that make you feel as a coach, being there? You were there, seeing him, coaching him, and then also as a father.
Shedeur was successful as I don't know what in college football, and
he doesn't strike me as a quarterback that can't read defenses. Maybe I'm just ignorant to what I'm seeing, but somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Can he read defenses? It looks like he can to me. I don't see no problem with his game. Okay, albeit I never played quarterback. I tried, but it didn't work. I tried it, but it didn't work. The quarterback position is a very hard position. It's one of the hardest on the field. So the fact of the matter is he still is a quarterback in the NFL. There's not many positions to go around, but at least he could say that he has a job in the NFL as a quarterback. And a lot of people can't say that. Yes, he can read defenses, but what they'll do is they'll keep putting a lie out on you to hope that everybody go in with the lie. He can read defenses. He damn sure can. He can. If he couldn't read defenses, he wouldn't be in the NFL right now. He wouldn't have a job. You know how many There's not many jobs to go around. It's not that many teams left. It's not that many teams. They don't, and as far as I'm concerned, they're not going to have an expansion year to bring more teams. And they thinking about it though. They're thinking about having a Canadian team and another team overseas. They've been thinking about that for a while to have another expansion, to bring at least 4 more teams in. But that hasn't happened yet. There's not that many jobs, unfortunately. But he can say that in order for him to be in the position he is right now, he's exceptional. He hit the lottery. Even though he got drafted low, he still hit the lottery. Because I can't play in the NFL. That's exceptional. A quarterback in the NFL, and he's starting for the starting position against Deshaun Watson, that's been in the NFL a while, even though he got hurt. It's exceptional, man. It's exceptional to be in his position still.
6 coordinators. Think about that now. Because we upped it every time. Because when we felt like he's exhausted that, like he needs to go to another level, we upped it every time. And it was, I think, 4 or 3 at Jackson, and the same in Colorado, or 2, but he excelled and exceeded, and he called a lot of stuff. We got receipts. I wish you could see the timeouts. Bucky got them, man. We record every darn thing. I wish you could hear the timeouts at Colorado when we went to the sidelines. It's so funny because I saw it last season. I saw I forget the kid's name, went in motion against the Bears, and he's like, "Run a seam," and I started laughing my butt off because I've seen that before.
Isaiah Bond.
Yeah. You didn't hear it on the copy. Run a seam. As the guy going in motion, because he saw it. He already saw the defense, what they were presenting. We didn't like that. We didn't like that because he takes pride in studying the game and preparing for the game, and we didn't like that.
And Coach, Cleveland is kind of different. This city lives and dies with football. They've been looking for a quarterback for years. We've churned through a lot of quarterbacks.
You've had some good quarterbacks. Let me concur with that now. Let me put my coach hat on for a minute.
Okay.
You had some guys that could do it and did it. But looking at it from a coach and a different perspective is you still got to elevate. The game plan, what you see, you had some killer receivers. I mean, come on, dog. You guys have had some killers out there wide. So you've had it. And I don't think, and I'm not taking a shot at nobody, and I don't want to do this. I don't even want to think people think I'm doing that. But it's been some players that has been phenomenal that have come through there, and some quarterbacks that has been phenomenal. I'm a Baker guy, man. I like Baker. I really do. I like what he's turned into. I know the development was a process, but I like who he is, what he's turned into. And it was talks of him fighting for in the MVP talk early in the seasons, the last couple seasons. So it's been there. You just got to put it together, man. And I think you got a GM that I adore. Like I really do. I think he gets it bad. Because he's a brother, for one. Secondly, because they hadn't won, but you got to understand most of the time the GMs and the head coaches are married together. But Mr. Berry, and I call him Mr. Berry, he's done a phenomenal job acquiring talent. Phenomenal to me. Our staff goes there and does a workshop. I think they're going next week as well for the second year straight. And that staff is phenomenal. The inner staff is phenomenal. I love the ownership. I know, they don't care. Yeah, they do care. They want to win. They want to win. They really want to. I know that for a fact. I'm not guessing. I know that for a fact. And I know the heart of Mr. Berry. I know his heart. and he wants to win at all costs.
Man, this is, there is always a thought process,
Right.
that, maybe, Coach Prime, didn't get along with the general manager, didn't get along with the ownership, didn't get along. What are some things about Andrew Berry that you love the way and how he operates and speaks to Shador in terms of him communicating what the expectations are moving forward?
Okay, first of all, I played for 5 organizations. Name one that I didn't get along. I don't do that. And 4 in baseball. So it's never been, I don't get along. No. I've always understood the bigger picture and the vision. And I've always, I could pick up a phone and call all the owners that I played for that are living right now. And they're going to pick up on the first ring because they know it ain't no bull junk. So it ain't me. That's a lie there. Andrew Berry, Mr. Andrew Berry, I love his thought process, man. And I love the way he navigates in the midst of a storm. Everybody talking, yelling, everybody naysaying, everybody doing that. Did you care to look at that rookie class last season? The rookie class this season? Well, I know they hadn't played, they hadn't put it on grass, but they're building something that is tremendous, and they're not too far away. Of course, they need stability at the quarterback position. Of course, they need stability on the offensive line. Everything else, to me, got it. They got it. They got a killer on defense. I'm tired of y'all talking about trading him and get rid of it. That don't make no sense to me. That's a once in a lifetime man. That's a once in a lifetime man that you don't see no more. I don't get rid of that. Unless I could get your mama, daddy, uncle, cousins, and everybody in the trade for that, because that's a grown man. That's a winner. That's a winner. But I love the way he operates, man. I just do, and I'm endeared because I'm not gonna say he took a chance, but they drafted my kid when many turned their back, and there's still a puzzle. One day we're not gonna wait for anybody. With the Sanders combined, we're our own media conglomerate. We're gonna do our own. It's not gonna be a 30 for 30. It's gonna be a 2 for 100. We're gonna keep it 100 with 2 and tell what really happened.
Coach, do you believe that you've always been?
I can't wait for that, because I still don't know what happened. Like, fully. I know there was a lot of lies being told, but why though? Like, he doesn't strike me as a bad kid. Like, why would you do that to him? It was something else going on. So I would love for them to tell their story. You said we'll see if he beats Deshaun Watson. Well, you know my thought process on that. This is no knock on Shador. But I'm not going to sit up there and pay somebody a contract that every single penny is guaranteed. I mean, there ain't no knock on Deshaun. And his agent needs to be in the Hall of Fame. For that contract, his agent needs to be in the Hall of Fame. All that money guaranteed to sit the bench. He'll be the highest paid bench warmer in the history of the NFL. He'll beat out Kirk Cousins as the highest paid bench warmer ever. And it's going to be a loss. So I think they're going to try to take a chance on him. And if he doesn't pan out, they're not going to wait to put Shador in. If it doesn't pan out, I think I would say wait by week 4. If they 0-4 by week 4, 2 going in. Might go in before that, because they have a lot of pieces this year on the team. They want to salvage this team early. So Shador his only job just to be ready to go. So if Deshaun, like I said, if he's ready to go, they're going to give him a shot. But like I said, if they're losing with him, then they're gonna have to make a decision. So I think that's what's gonna happen. They won with him before, but he got hurt. But we'll see what happens.
Been a trailblazer whenever it comes. And the thing that you have with well-off media is something that a lot of players and a lot of people have not had the vision to do so far. Do you think that is something that is a little uncomfortable when it comes to the media, when it comes to the way people perceive, the Sanders and the way you guys have been trailblazers and creating your own content and controlling your own narrative and your own messaging?
We don't talk about nobody. We don't do nothing to nobody. I know Shiloh had the little altercation that he spoke up for his brother. You got to understand, man, that's his brother, though. And God bless Mary Kay Soul. That's his brother. I mean, she said something, he said something. Like media is different today. I know a lot of people don't respect the old school. I do, because I grew up in that era that we didn't have a say-so. They had all the say-so, and you had to just deal with the bull junk they put out. But it's different now. Now athletes can speak up. Now the Sanders could combine all our media and push one button, and we are pretty large if we want to do that. But we don't care to do that. But Shiloh spoke up for his brother, and he was ridiculed for that. We understand, but that's where we are in media. Just because someone has a ESPN or CNN or whatever on a flagship, that doesn't mean you're more potent and powerful than this man here, because he has a voice. He might not have been educated in school to articulate himself properly, but he has a voice. That's what's wrong with social media now. Everybody got a voice. Everybody feels like they got to say so. But see, I'm thankful, because on the flip side, a brother like you could come from where you come from and come up, because you're consistent with who you are and you speak facts and you have no ill will. Like you ain't got no horse in the race. Like you ain't talking about this because, oh, I love this cat, or I don't like. No, it ain't like that with us, man. I don't have beef with people. I don't dislike nobody, man. I got love for everybody. But when you show me who you are, I got to believe you.
That's old school. When you show me who you are, I got to believe it. That's true. You got to believe it every time, man. You could say that his team sucked. You could say that. He gonna remember that you said that, though. Oh yeah, remember you said I ain't gonna win but 2 games. Look, bitch. We won 10 games this season. What you got to say about it? That's not personal. It's just like barbershop talk football. Is you ever been in the barbershop? You know it go down in the barbershop. My old barber, nobody knew more about sports than him. And then we used to test him like, yo, what does he not know? It's like, do we go to the bathroom and research or something? And then we say, yo, what's up? Like, who the greatest soccer player of all time? Somebody said Maradona. Somebody said Pele. So they had different, depending on what era, right? He was like, Maradona. He said, what y'all talking about? Maradona is Pele. We was like, what the fuck you know about soccer, yo? And he just started breaking it down. It go down in the barbershop. That's all it is barbershop banter. Oh yeah, your team garbage, whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? My team this. That's not personal. That's not a personal attack. You just believe the team ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But who cares? You know what I'm saying? They win. But saying that, he gonna win or he gonna be ousted and come on, man. Who y'all gonna get to replace that, though? Because I promise you, he leave, I'm not watching y'all no more. That's just what it is. This is gonna be just full-fledged FIFA channel. I'm just promising you this. I'm gonna turn this into a FIFA channel, yo. Like for real. I'll be done with Colorado. That's it. Done. Okay. Unless he goes somewhere else, then then it'll be what that is. But yeah, man, it's nothing personal. So, but he will remember it though. If you say, you said only gonna win one game, dog. Like, nah, we 10 games up right now. You lose. Like that. That's normal type of hate. That's good hate. You know what I'm saying? How many games you think Shador can win the AFC North? I can't say right now because I need him to start from day one through the end. Then I could come back. With the team they got now, he get to the playoffs with the team he got now. Okay? With the team he got now, he get to the playoffs. I really, truly believe that. Judkins healthy with a healthy Judkins. They got Harold Fannin Jr. They got the receiver core. They just beefed up the offense. I don't know about the trenches, though. I'm still a little shaky with the trenches, though. A little shaky, though. But they did bring in a draft pick for the trenches. We'll see. You said laugh my ass off. Yep, it'll be a FIFA channel if he lead Colorado, yo. Y'all gonna be like, damn, Max, he switched up like that? Like, he talking about Neymar and all this type of shit? Yeah, that's right. That's right. I could do it overnight. But shout out to Coach, man. Coach is, I like how he did it. He could have went to Barstool. He could have went to ESPN. You know what I'm saying? He could have went on Skip Bayless' show. He could have went anywhere, but he gave a YouTuber this interview. They don't like it. I know they don't like that. But so what? He could do what he want to do because he understands new media. He understands it. Because he is new media. He's old media and new media. Why do I say he's old and new? Because obviously he worked with the networks, right? We know that. But he's also have his own media conglomerate going on with Bucky. See what I'm saying? So, and he's right. Shiloh has his own opinion. He has his own opinion. He gets to say what he wants. He a YouTuber. He's not a football. He's in the YouTube world now. He's doing IRL streams. You know what I'm saying? Hanging out with certain other people, right? He can have his opinion now, but you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna use Shiloh's opinion to try to hurt Shador. But see, the good thing about this is he's right. They can control their own narrative now because they have their own platforms. Back in the day, we couldn't do that. I wish I had my own show back then. I ain't had to listen to all these creeps. You know what I'm saying? But now everybody have their own platform. Everybody can voice their own opinion, whether it's going to get a big reach or not. But the fact of the matter is they can still control their own narrative. And that's what he's doing now with this interview. He knows new media. He knows how to use new media. Ain't nobody touching this guy, yo. Not when it comes to media. Ain't nobody touching him, yo. Nobody touching him. But the crazy thing is he got receipts on everything. He keep his ear to the streets on everything. If you say he only going to win 2-3 games, he wrote it down, yo. He's like, all right, cool. All right, Max. All right, cool. You said we only going to win 4 games. Okay, cool. I got you. I don't know, coach. I don't know. Is Juju ready? He's like, all right, cool. He just write it down. So when they do win 10 games, I hope they win 10 games. And I could be like, all right, eat my words. I hope so. But I'm a little shaky this season. I don't know. I said, look like y'all could squeeze 6. But that's disrespectful, though. It looked like they could squeeze 6 games. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to say. However, I'm not taking a personal attack. You see what I'm saying? But it's still disrespectful. Damn, Max, only 6 games? You know, in the barbershop, that's disrespectful. Damn, that's all you got? We can't we can barely get to a bowl game? That's what you're trying to say? That's disrespect. That's something to remember. Okay? You sitting up here hating, you know what I'm saying we only gonna win, we barely win 6 games. But that makes it fun though for the season. You know, so we could go back and forth in the comments. Because you know it go down in the comment section. You guys have gotten on me through the years. Don't act like y'all haven't. Don't act like I don't got battle scars over here. Don't act like it. Your guys have got on me. All different. Maxie hating, blah, blah, blah. He said we only gonna win 4 games. He hating, blah. I don't went through it, boy. I don't went through it. You know what I'm saying? But it's fun, though. It's fun to go back and forth. At least, you know, with gas prices the way they are, can't we at least talk a little football? It'll take our mind away for a little bit. It's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? I don't just talk and not read the comments. Bullshit. We argue back and forth. This a barbershop. Just like I told what's the name, man, I don't even talk like this in here no more. I'm not saying for him not to type no more, but it's just like barbershop. That's how I do it. Then we argue back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's a good. And then because it makes the season fun. Yeah, Max, you remember you said they can barely. Yo, I upped it. I said they can squeeze 6 games out. Okay, so I upped it. At first I said, damn, man, they lucky to get 3 games. But y'all gonna remember that. Okay, remember you said, boom, Max, you said they ain't gonna win 3, maybe 6. Now look, we got 9 games under the belt. Now what? What you got to say now? So that's good talk. Okay? That's good talk right there. Yo, Max, put your money where your mouth is. Listen, I'm betting on CU to win every game because that's a come up. Because if CU could squeeze 10 games out this year, I got a nice amount of money. Because they already got CU in Vegas ranked number 14th in the division. Okay? But if they can be at the top of the division by the end of the season, that's a lot of money to be made. So I'm betting on CU to win this year. I don't bet like that, but that's the good part about talking about CU. You know what I'm saying? People, we going arguing back and forth, you know, stuff like that.
You are a straight talker. You're a straight shooter, and a guy that is also seemingly a straight shooter is a new football coach, and he's a breath of fresh air so far for the Cleveland Browns, and especially dealing with him. Todd Monken tells it like it is.
God, I love him. God, I love him.
I tell you what, he also has a reputation for adapting his system to the quarterbacks instead of forcing quarterbacks into a rigid identity. What do you think this means for a player like Shedeur Sanders?
That Coach Monken gonna make it do what it does. You got to understand now. Willie Taggart was there in Baltimore with Coach Monken, right? Willie Taggart is my guy. You got to understand, Ozzie Newsome was there, correct? Ozzie Newsome is my guy. So as they do their homework, we do our homework. Like we know what we're getting. Like they know what they're getting. I'm pretty sure he had a foul given to him on Shedeur and his attributes, his discontents, his lack thereof, his inconsistency. You got to have the same thing when you walk in that room. So we got him prepared as well in that first meeting. And I love him, man, because he's a straight shooter. He keeps it a buck. See, all these little side conversations and side relationships that was had before him, he ain't with that. Like now, he into the now. Let's do now. Quit asking me that bull junk. That's really what he wants to say. Quit asking me that bull junk, man. I ain't got time for that. What's up? That's how he get down, and I love it. And we know him. I was supposed to go actually next week, but I got to shoot a commercial to Cleveland to meet him because I want to meet him. Because I think it's vital that as a coach, not a dad, I could tell him a few things about growing, how to get him going. That wasn't asked of me a year ago. I don't understand it. Like even a guy like Travis Hunter being drafted to Jacksonville, and I've had him for the last 3. Don't you think you would want to talk to me to let me know, to ask me what gets him going and what backs him off and what, like, you would want to know that. So I anticipate and I can't wait to have that conversation with Coach Monken.
Now, what do you guys think about that? Like, Coach, he want to talk to the coach. Like, I'm gonna tell you what makes my son tick, this and that. But here's the thing: like, in the real world, that doesn't happen. Like, in the real world, once you graduate college, let's say you go to Goldman Sachs, they don't want to talk to your parents. They want to talk to you. You grown now. They want to talk to you. So in the real world, that's not really applicable. Yes, your father is Deion Sanders, but Shador, he has to leave now. He has to leave. See, the thing is, he has to leave the nest. And Shador is prepared to leave the nest. He already left the nest. You remember the story when Coach said that Shador didn't want them up there? You remember that? Remember when Shador said, well, I don't want y'all up here. I ain't starting yet. When I start, yeah, y'all could come. Remember when Shador starting? He started starting down. But you know what I mean. Then Coach came up there, to see the game. It's one thing to have your mother at the game because that's his mother. We know how us men are with our mothers. We need our mothers around. That's neither here nor there. But he already left the nest. Shador left the nest. Shador can handle this on his own. He doesn't need his dad now. See, but he needs him for support. But talking to the coach and all that, yeah, I need to meet you and this and that. Deshaun is looking at that too, though. What do you think? How do you think Deshaun feel? Like, damn, your dad coming up here, he gonna try to, you know what I'm saying? No, win this on your own. Let him win that on his own, yo. Let him win that quarterback competition on his own. Okay? If you call him grown, let him do it on his own. Because it'll mean that much more. Because now we're not going to be like, oh, it was given to him. You meddling again. It was given to him. Because quite frankly, Coach, Shador has never competed for the quarterback position in his life until he got to Cleveland. Okay? He's never had to compete. But I do understand the business side of it. You said Coach M invited Coach P. And yes, NFL does talk to college coaches. That's not what I'm talking about. Come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? Of course he was invited. Of course. But that's not what I'm talking about. I don't want him. Why should he? I don't want him to talk to the coach about Shador. Let Shador win this on his own because it'll mean that much more. That's what I'm talking about. So he can compete for this position and win it. Okay? That's it. That's all I'm talking about. There's nothing wrong with him being in his son's corner. That's not what I'm talking about. Don't try to put words in, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean by it. He's never competed. He competed last year. Y'all, come on, man. Am I talking to robots, yo? Y'all know I know that. I said the first time he competed for a position when he got to the Browns. That's the first time he's ever had to compete for the quarterback position. When he went to the Browns in his life. His coach has been his coach his whole life. You think his coach going to have him sit the bench? No. So let Shador do this on his own. Yes, he's doing a great job. Let him do it on his own. Stay out of it. Because as long as you keep trying to be in it, it's going to mess Shador up, yo. It is. It's going to mess him up. He don't need it no more. He's a good quarterback on his own. He don't need his father coming up there to talk to no coach. He don't need it. Okay? He don't need it. I know they talk to you. That's not what I'm talking about. Y'all, let me just ignore y'all, man. Because at this point, yo, some of y'all trying to that's not what I'm saying. I said let him compete and win this on his own. That's it. That's it. Let him win it on his own. That's it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with coach, wanting to help his son. I get it. But if he's gonna beat Deshaun, let him beat Deshaun, fair and square. I don't want him having no edge up against Deshaun by his coach talking to the coach. I don't want that. I want him to beat Deshaun on his own so Deshaun won't sit there and say, oh, well, he had his dad. No. I want him he's capable of beating Deshaun on his own. Okay? You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. But he needs to win this on his own. If you don't agree with that, then he needs to compete. He needs to win this on his own. He's never competed for a quarterback position, which you don't agree with. Is that true or false? Has he ever competed for a quarterback position before he got to the Browns? Yes or no? I'll wait. I'll wait for you so you can answer it. Dude, you think Deshaun is garbage? You think Deshaun is a garbage quarterback? If Deshaun is back to form how he was before, they gonna compete for this motherfucker. It's gonna be a hard fought battle if he's ready. But I don't know, Deshaun. When you injure your Achilles like that, I don't know if you're the same no more. He's not gonna be the same. You see now you trying to fuck the show up. But this is what I'm gonna do for you. You don't have to agree with me. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna watch me in the bushes. That's what you're gonna do. You're not gonna sit up here and try to interrupt the show and try to argue with me. Okay? I said he needs to compete for the position. This is not a personal attack. Okay, so I know you don't have to agree with me, but what you're going to do is you're going to watch me in the bushes. That's what you're going to do. Okay, because you're going to continue to watch me because I'm real. So you're going to watch me in the motherfucking bushes. Okay, I got gray hair. I'm in my 50s. I don't argue with children. All right? I know a good quarterback when I see one. You never seen Randall Cunningham. I did. I saw Randall Cunningham live in the flesh. You didn't. Okay? You don't know nothing about no Randall Cunningham. Okay? You don't know nothing about no Phil Simms. You don't know nothing about no Jeff Hostetler. So be quiet. Okay? Let Shador win this on his own. And he's capable of doing it. So what did I say that was wrong? I agree. Well, you said his best advantage is at $240 million. Damn, do you know all that's guaranteed? I'm still stuck on that. How did his agent get 240 guaranteed? Every penny? Usually there's some incentives there. No incentives. Everything's guaranteed. He got to be in the driver's seat with 240 million. This ain't no knock on Shador. Because let me tell you how this might play out. Let's say if Deshaun can play, right? If everything looks good. Well, we're gonna have to see what it is because he injured that Achilles twice. Is that Achilles? Everything is fine now. And then we're gonna see if he can be able to win these ball games. But give it to the first 3 games. If they're losing, they got to put Shador in. They're going to have to put him in. They're going to have to eat that because they have to salvage their season. They don't want to have to wait like they did last year. And then they can't salvage their season. Shador has to be ready. He got to be ready to go. Like, this ain't no situation for Shador to get discouraged. Shador is the one in the driver's seat. He's actually the one in the driver's seat, even if Deshaun starts. Okay? Even if Deshaun starts, he's still in the driver's seat because if Deshaun mess up and they start losing, Shador got to be ready. He got to go. We got to put Shador in because he's already got games under his belt. Okay? He got experience now. They got to put him in. This ain't no situation where Shador don't have experience no more. He has the experience. If Deshaun can't win, unfortunately, yeah, they got to change up, and they got to do it fast because they want to salvage their season. Because they have a really good team now, they got a really good defense. They just got to get that quarterback situation straight. It was their fault what they did last year. They should have played Shador last year from the very fucking beginning when they got rid of Flacco, but they didn't. Okay. I remember that 2 plays that Shador had when he threaded the needle. And then he threw that long pass to Isaiah Bond. Those were flashes of greatness right there. They should have stayed with him. But he had such a challenging off season that he had to persevere through a lot. So that's why we got what we got, the result we got. But if they go, I promise you, if they go with him from the very beginning, you're going to start to see some success there. He's a winner. But right now, that $240 million is in the way. It is. Yeah, Watson is mobile, but is he still mobile like that when he come back though? We're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to. Yeah, he can't trade him right now until when I think after this season they can. They can get rid of. They can unload on the contract. I'm not sure. But if he, only thing I'm trying to say is that $240 million is in the way. It's in the way. Because if I'm an owner, he's not sitting the bench. Not with no $240 million. He gonna sit up there. I'm trying to get a return on my investment. He got to win me one game at least. I mean, come on, man. 240. They just gave it to him for free. That's what happened. It's a robbery. They gave it to him for free. Now, don't get me wrong. Accidents happen. You know what I'm saying? This is a dangerous game. Unfortunately, he injured his Achilles. It happens as a part of the game. They took that chance when they gave him that money, that he can have a serious injury, and he did. Now, Aaron Rodgers came back from the Achilles, but Aaron Rodgers is not as mobile. He's mobile enough, but he's not as mobile as Deshaun. Can Deshaun come back and be effective like Aaron Rodgers? We'll see. We'll see, because sports medicine is really great. We'll see. But if he can come back, I promise you, if they start the season 3-0 with Deshaun, he's staying the rest of the season. And until they start losing, they're not gonna bench him. But I get their perspective as well. Like, damn, we don't want Shador to sit the bench. He's 2 years into his rookie contract. You know what I'm saying? He's almost a year away from signing the big contract, and that's not even going to be that big. If he ain't got no resume to show it, how he going to sign a big contract? So everything is going to be delayed. So I get the urgency here is going to be delayed. But it all goes back to draft day. I don't know why he went so low in the draft. I don't know. Do you? I don't know. It's like everybody's speculating. I don't know. You said Watson needs his mobility. We'll see. We'll see if he have his mobility. We have to wait for the opening season, the opening game to see. You know what I'm saying? But if he's ready to go, we'll see. I don't know, that Achilles scares me. I remember Kevin Durant when he injured his Achilles. He's still playing though. Kevin is still playing, but he adapted his game though. Kevin don't have to do a lot. He can do everything off a dribble or one or two dribbles and just shoot it. Okay, stand in one spot and shoot it. You're not going to be able to block it because he's damn near 7 feet. And his jump shot is water. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have to do it. He don't have to have a real dynamic game though. Not no more. He don't have to. That Achilles is crazy. I know he was blackballed. See, I've been saying that. People sitting up here, oh, this and that, trying to sit up here and rock with me. And I sat up there and got at the whole NFL last year. I'm not as big as certain people. If I was, man, I would have really made headlines because I was sitting up there going at him. I know they got him in the draft, but they had to draft him to save face, though, because he was the best quarterback in the draft, arguably. One or two, either him or Cam. If you say Cam was, then I can't argue with you. Because I like Cam. But he should have been in the top 5, yo. That's just my opinion on it. Him, Travis, Cam, the Giants quarterback, they should all been in the top 5. That's just my opinion on it. So that's just how I see it. It's some politics on why he didn't get drafted. And it all started with Goodell. No, there was no prime equity. It started with Goodell. You remember when Shador saw Goodell? He was like, "I'm more worried about your dad." Like, oh, what you mean by that? What you worried about him for? It echoes with me when Goodell said that to him at that event they were at. They smile in your face, backstabbers. Remember that song? It's crazy. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. He got drafted. He's a NFL quarterback, right? At least he could say that. But I do get why his family want him to start. I mean, they want him to play this whole season and be successful because he's gonna have leverage when he negotiate his big contract. Like, how's he gonna have leverage and he ain't start? You know what I'm saying? What's the leverage there? You gonna give him $200 million off potential? No, he needs some type of resume. So I get it. This whole thing with the draft set him back. It did, and he has the talent to where it shouldn't have set him back. It shouldn't have. You say he never hired an agent? I don't know. Do he have an agent? I don't know for sure. Do he? Does he have an agent? Well, Charlie Ward was he went on to have a successful career with the Knicks. So he didn't need football. Even though Charlie Ward won the Heisman Trophy, he went on to play for the New York Knicks and he had a successful career. He played in the NBA a long time. I thought Lamar Jackson, I think his mother or somebody's his agent. It's his mother. His mother's an agent. Dre. She's acting as his agent. She's doing really well with it. So Ray Allen didn't have an agent in the middle of his career either. Ray Allen or Jerome Williams. They used to play at Georgetown with Allen Iverson. When he went to the NBA, he didn't hire an agent. He was his own agent. Ray Allen started being his own agent, and it worked out really well. He would have been a great quarterback, wouldn't he? But he went on to the NBA. Also, Donovan McNabb, he played basketball at Syracuse. He could have chose a path, but he chose to be a quarterback. No, his mother's not a certified agent, right? But she's working as that. Okay, you know what I'm saying? She's like, she reads over the contract. She has her own lawyers, right? They have their own lawyers that they trust. They read over the contract. She decides, okay, we're going to do this and do that. She's doing a real good job. She is. Straight up. And she get respect in the league. Straight up. They don't say nothing bad about his mom. The owners do. They don't. So that's how they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with how she doing it. But yeah, Lamar, but Shador, on the other hand, I'm not knocking. I'm telling you, like, if it wasn't for that 240 million is in the way. It is. That 240 million is in the way right now. Because I'm like, the thing is, if they do bench Deshaun and go with Shador, I'm okay with that. It's just that I'm going to laugh at him because they gave this brother all this money, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with as long as he got the money. He's still a brother at the end of the day. I'd rather for him to get the money. But he robbed him, though. He sure did. He did. And I like the heist. I like it. So, because a lot of players back in the day got done dirty. So I like it. Paid to Deshaun. I hope he get all the money. He is going to get all the money. Deshaun looked like he signed a big contract. Every time I see him, he on a yacht somewhere. Every time. South of France, everywhere. Deshaun chilling, man. So shout out to Deshaun. Shout out to Russell Wilson. That's another one that robbed these owners. Russell going to be getting paid into the 2040s. Well after he's retired. Did you know the Knicks, they just stopped paying Allen Houston about 5 years ago? Did you know that? That's how much Allen Houston robbed him. You said, no, the NFL owed Deshaun. Right. I don't care. Let that brother get that money. You said, I thought this was the barbershop talking. No, you're attacking me. Hold on one second. You're attacking me. You just trying to get at me. You know what I'm saying? So you put that channel in put that screenshot in the bushes too. That screen name in the bushes too. You say he was never found guilty. You talking about Deshaun? I'm just talking about that money. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, shit, Shiloh could be an agent. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Keep it in the family. They still playing Bobby Bonilla. I can imagine. You said Shador gets along with everybody. I could tell. But Shador, shit, I'm gonna tell you like this: if Deshaun, if he sit up there and stink up the joint the first 3 games, guess what? You're gonna have to put 2 in. You're gonna have to put Superman back in the damn game, because that's what's gonna have to happen. Because he is not gonna be sitting there. If I was to call like Shador, don't get comfortable with them damn headsets on. You better be ready to go. He needs the mindset that he's starting game 1. He has to have that mindset, because if Deshaun stink up the joint, he going in and he's staying in. So that's it. Shador is really in the driver's seat right now. He is. He just got to wait. But I don't know. He might win though. He might win the starting position. We could say that too. He might. You know what I'm saying? It's still early though. It's still early in the process, right? So he might beat Deshaun out, and then the owner's just gonna have to eat that $240 million. That's it. You said John Gruden is about to get paid more than all them MFers. John Gruden. What about John Gruden? He come back to NFL. Now that's somebody they probably blackballed. I don't know if he come back to the NFL. Is he?
Competition has always been part of the Sanders family DNA.
Right.
And this is, I always tell you, this is box office. It's Deshaun Watson, it's Shador Sanders, it's NFL Network, it's CBS, it's NBC. Listen, it just come with the territory.
Right.
Now, as he prepares for this competition, what do you know about him, and as you call him, grown?
He loves it.
And the way he goes and attacks competitions.
He loves it. Now, it ain't going to be no friendship. It ain't going to be no lolly-dolly and, hey, no, we're going to go to eat after practice. Ain't none of that with him. He don't get down like that. Like, he ain't like that. Let's go. Let's work. Let's go. And I tell you what, when you see him start to get on receivers and start to really be a little more vocal there, he feeling it. He's in his rhythm. He's in his zone. Like he's there, because he didn't play none of that. And even as a shorty on up, you run around right. It's get out. Let's go. Give me somebody else. Let's go. I don't care if it's a homie friend, even the lineman that was his dogs in Colorado, man. Everybody got to do their job, and he got to do his. So it ain't. He thrives on competition. He loves it.
You spoke earlier about the competition level, and there's a perception that from somebody looking in, that to some, Shador Sanders has lived a cushy life, has lived a life of luxury. But you spoke on the fact that you went to where the competition was at when he was growing up. Do you think that's a big part of it?
Let's quit sugarcoating that thing, man. We went to the hood.
There it is.
We went to the hood. We went to the hood. We went to go get it. We had to compete. They had to be tough. They had to be good with them things too if somebody wanted to try them. So that's where we went. And you can ask anybody in DFW, anybody around the country, because we went and played everybody. We wanted all the smoke all around the country. So, when we went to the Hall of Fame, we took 7 busloads of kids, man. We stopped in Louisville. We stopped in Memphis first and got with it. We stopped in Louisville next and got with it, and went to Canton and got with it. So we have been everywhere. Everybody know a truth in how we came up and how we came out. So he ain't backing down from that, man. He ain't had no silver spoon. He had access to platinum spoons, but we didn't use them.
Wow, that. Look, I tell you what, that's the thing that a lot of people love is the fact that if you're an athlete and you're a former athlete, only thing you want is the opportunity. And I tell people all the time, I say, I think you guys get it wrong. Shador don't want nothing given to him. Every athlete wants to get out there, throw for throw, check for check, and see who gonna get it. And I think a lot of people, because of the name, I think they forget that he was really about that life and really did it from going to Jackson State to Colorado.
They looking at the name, my brother. They forget about the game. What about the game? Because the name wouldn't be the name without the game. I wouldn't be sitting in front of you articulating the way I'm articulating if I didn't have that game. You got to have the game, and that's what's wrong with college sports right now. Everybody want the NIL. Everybody want that. I don't even know why they call it NIL. There ain't no name, image, and like you barely see anybody on TV or endorsing anything. Really, we just give them the money. All right,
there it is.
Much. All right, but some of them want it before the game matches it. The game ain't matching the name. Come on, man. And we don't want it. Like, we don't want endorsements, right? We don't want that. Come on. Let's get our game together. Let's get straight. Then we'll accept that kind of stuff, man. But the thing about it, man, you can't all of a sudden get to Cleveland and flip the script. Like the young man that he is, the stuff that you see him in the community, in the hood, giving and living and loving, that's who he is. So you think all of a sudden that changed after the draft? No, man, that's who he's been. If anybody have done their homework and research and searched him beforehand, you understand that's who he's always been. So that troubled me, all the bull junk that was said previously, because I think that was tied to me. I think certain people thought I wanted their jobs, and I never wanted their job. I love Colorado, man. I love my kids that I have in that locker room. I love the staff. I love all of it. I ain't trying to coach on NFL. And I think a couple people may have thought that. And they thought if they brought him in, it would be that. I guarantee you, if you put GMs in a lie detector and ask them that question, that machine gonna bungee jump.
Skip a couple beats.
Hey, I've heard that before, but now he's actually saying it. I heard that there was some NFL owners might have been afraid for their jobs. I mean, not owners, coaches. That's why they didn't want to go. And they said the Giants coach was like that. Like if he go there, coach is going to take that job eventually. I did hear that. You know what I'm saying? So it was something there on why he got drafted like that. Just don't know. His coach did say the only way he's going to coach in the NFL if he coaches kids. He did say that. So maybe some coaches felt some type of way thinking he might going to try to come in. I don't believe that. I think he, like he said, he didn't want to go to the NFL like that. You know? So.
But God got him right where he wanted, man, and right in the position that he wanted. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I really like Cleveland, man. I really like Cleveland for him. I really do.
Well, a lot of people that support Shador heavily. I told him when I was stepping out on the ledge, I said, listen, let me tell you something. They say, he got to go. Yeah, listen, get him somewhere else. These guys I said, listen, no. I said, let me just tell you something. God put you certain places for a reason.
Preach.
And when you there, you can't escape the fire, because Lord knows that, where I was at and what he was doing and how he was moving, only by grace I even got to where I'm at. But he said, sometimes you got to sit there and be uncomfortable And sometimes you got to sit there. And I say, so we not going. I respect what you're saying, but we gonna take him. We would like to keep him. We're not trading to the Jets or wherever you want to go. We like him just fine over here. Let me ask you this question in terms of that. From the time where I'm at, but he said you sometimes you got to sit there and be uncomfortable. And sometimes you got to sit there. And I say, so we not going. I respect what you're saying, but we gonna take him. We would like to keep him. We're not trading to the Jets or wherever you want.
I thought he said that. No, sir. No, sir. I want him to go to the Jets. I've been saying that. Okay? I want him to be going to the Jets. Yes, I did say I want him to go to the damn Jets. I've been saying it all season. I don't want him to stay in Cleveland. I heard him. I had to rewind it. He said, no, we don't want him to go to the Jets. No, I want him to go to the Jets, dog. Okay? I don't like Cleveland. I don't. So I just wanted to say that right there.
Want to go. We like him just fine over here. Let me ask you this question in terms of that. From the time I talked to Boog in a conversation, and Boog said, you know, he called him and he was holding a lot, and he said, you know, he was holding a lot of what he went through.
Right.
Now that he's gone through that, and you've had an opportunity a few times to check in, go back home. Congratulations on getting his degree. What have you seen that has shown him going through the fire and some of the things that he's built that relationship with God and really building his you know, as his own man of God?
Maturity. When he take off his shirt, I see the scars on his back. That he's been through hell, but he's made it through hell. See, a lot of people stop in the middle when they're walking through it. He kept going. And he matured, not like he was a child, but matured spiritually. Well, understand you can't force this. If that ain't your time, just sit back, prepare yourself, get ready. I remember telling him at the beginning of the season, I said, by the time you play, and he could tell you this, man, by the time you play against the Raiders, you'll be starting. And I'm coming. Like we already said that. It wasn't before, it wasn't that. We said, this is the time. Because they got, all the other bull junk got to play out. It has to play out. It has to be. So when they turn to you, it's going to be on. That's going to be your first start. That's going to be it. But his maturity, man, his maturation, the conversations, we've always had great conversations because there's a lot of respect, and he understands I'm the daddy. Sometimes he thinks he's the father, but he understands I'm the daddy. And we talk about life. We talk about business. We talk about the game. We talk about a little bit of everything. Like my text message to him before the games and after the games are something to behold. And it ain't baby. I never have. And you can ask anybody. I remember one of our quarterbacks at Colorado thought that, well, you didn't treat your door like that. I said, Bucky, pull it up, bring it to practice tomorrow. So we put the computer, here you go. You hear me standing behind the huddle say, man, that was the dumbest throw I ever see. What is wrong with you? Like I was checking. And it is what it is. So you're going to get what he got if that's what you want. So it was never been, but his maturation, man, and his calmness and his peace. And right now he's in a wonderful place, man. He's in a wonderful place. He's working on his game. Like I went to my daughter's graduation the other day. Time I walk in the room, I look down, football in the cleats in the bag. That means he put in work that morning. In the bag at the graduation. So it's work. He go to work. See his brother Shiloh, I think a couple of weeks ago. Work. Up in the morning, work. That's just who he's always been. So when all that bull junk was said, man, that now you got to understand that somebody lying you put your daddy hat on when somebody lying about your child, man.
I see what you're saying. You're saying this is, let me read it. You said I'm old school. I see this as a master move in mind manipulation by Deion Sanders. We will see what happens. Well, they're trying. He's putting his story out there to tell his own story now. he putting it out there because, see, here's the thing, though. I knew he was going to start talking. I like, when is he going to say something? Because he's just sitting back. He can't just, he's not the type to just sit back and just let them just do anything. He going to say something now. I don't know if that's going to hurt Shador or not. We're going to have to wait and see. I know how the system is set up. I know that the owners have all the power. They're the last organization like that. In the Major League of Baseball, the player unions have the power. In the NBA, it's the players unions that have the power. Major leagues, soccer around the world, the players have the power. The NFL owners, they still got the power. They're not trying to relinquish it. So, you remember back in the day, they've been warring with the players forever. You remember when they had that great lockout, when they had to bring in players off the street? So the owners have been on some, as coach says, some bull junk. So it's been that way. It's always been a struggle with these owners. They do things their own way. They don't like somebody coming along thinking they got some power. 1982. They don't like players that come around thinking they got some power. They don't like it. It's either you're going to play by their rules or not. This was more political than anything else. It had nothing to do with the football. Because at the very least, he would have got drafted in the first round. The second round. At the very least. Even though I think he was first round. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see how what Cam is going through? That's what Shador should be going through. Being shown a new stadium. You know what I'm saying? He didn't particularly have a good season last year, but they're still treating him like the franchise, building around him. That's how Shador should have been treated. But that's just not his narrative, right? You gotta play the hand you dealt. That just wasn't the cards he dealt. So he got to play the hand he dealt right now. And right now, that $240 million is in the way. The Deshaun contract is in the way right now. Because I'm sorry, like that. You gonna pay him $240 to sit the bench? Then again, if he's not ready, he might have to sit the bench if he ain't ready. You said after this season, Sanders' contract is, no, he got one more season. Rookie contract is three seasons. He got one more season. Wait, he in his second year, but yeah, he got one more season. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, after this, he got one more season. So he got another season to build on that. And then he should be the starter next year. That's what a lot of people are saying. He should be their guy. Like, he's supposed to be the future, right? So we'll see. I particularly would like to see him go to the Jets. I keep saying that. I'm the only one that keeps saying it. I see Garrett talking about, we don't want him to go to the Jets. I want him to go to the Jets, sir. See, he knows something. Let me tell you what happened. During the trade deadline last year, the Jets was one of the teams that wanted him because they need a quarterback. They weren't sold on the quarterback they had at the time. They wanted Shador as the replacement. So the owner was like, yeah, just give him to us because, the thing is, y'all not using him. So let us trade. We'll give you some. And the Browns said no. So I've been really hating on the Browns ever since because I had plans. I was going to get media passes. I'm going to follow Shador, with the Jets. And that all fell apart. So I got my hopes up. And that's what happened. Because I'm right down the street from the stadium. It only take me, not down the street. It only take me 15 minutes to get there. MetLife. But anyway, so that's what I had planned. I'm like, I'm going to go to all the games. And I'm going to cover the Jets now. But no, they didn't let him go. So I'm like, oh, man. You said if the Jets wanted him, why they didn't draft him? Yeah, I had just told you that the NFL owners have the power. It's them against you. They were told not to draft him. We already had the conversation for last year. Sneakerhead. I've been saying this all last year. They were told not to draft him. And they all fell suit. It's them against the players. It's always the owner's going to win. That's your answer. They play like that. We don't have no equity in the NFL. Where are the owners at? We don't have no equity in the NFL. It's just something that we like to watch. It's just entertainment. But do we have any kind of equity in it where make sure our players don't get buffaloed around? No. They're glorified workers. That's what they are. I'm being honest with you. The owners make all the money. Okay, get all everything else on the back end. The players put their bodies on the line and they risk their CTE. That's just what it is. If you want to be it like that, it's always the owners against the players because they feel like players come a dime a dozen. Every season, every draft, there's always a player sitting up there crying, thinking, God, he got drafted every year, despite their bullshit. Okay. And it's always a cookie cutter ass girlfriend sitting there and then got drafted as well. Okay. This is one lady. She got a whole playbook on how to get an NFL player. Did y'all see that? Then these players, a lot of them not even happy. One of them, his girl looked like Miss Piggy. Literally with the lips and everything. The lips, how big the lips are in the wig, looking like Miss Piggy, man. It's crazy. We're in a different timeline, man. It's just like I said, it's the owners against the players. It's always been that way. The players come a dime a dozen. You remember, don't act like you didn't hear Jerry Jones talking about somebody's penis size. Y'all didn't hear that? That's how they feel about you. If you want to be real, you didn't hear Jerry Jones saying that when Jamie Foxx was sitting there recording it? Okay, so that's what you're dealing with. That's what you're dealing with. That they see you as a racehorse. And when that racehorse can't go no more, then they go with the next stud. That's what they call them too. Look at this stud. That's why I don't like to watch the combine. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, he runs this. Oh, look at this. Look at this stud. Oh yeah, I like this. I'm gonna own him on a contract. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think like that all the time because I gotta enjoy it sometimes because I gotta get along to get along. Go along to get along. You said, damn, why are you talking about the man's girl? I'm not saying she ugly. She's like Miss Piggy. I'm not saying she ugly, but you know when you got the big lips and the big plastic behind and the blonde hair with the red lipstick, that's how Miss Piggy look. That's all I'm saying. I'm not telling you which player it is. Now, I will be disrespectful. I tell you which player it is. I'm not telling you. How is it in corporate America? It is same thing in corporate America, Donovan. It's the way it is. Everybody can't go out and work for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard thing to do to get out there and actually just work for yourself, man. It's a scary thing because I do it. It's scary at first. You know what I'm saying? But it's just how the system is set up, man. The system is, don't get me wrong. I don't talk about it all the time because every now and then I like to enjoy a football game. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to see Shador play. I will watch it if Shador play, even though I don't like the Browns. I will watch him play. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fun. I like Colorado and the whole storyline. But I know how the NFL owners think. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the girl came out with the whole playbook on how to get an athlete. And then you heard how deep she said it? She said he always going to like his sisters. He always going to like them. But you play them down in front of him. That's deep when she said that. She said, make sure you be there to do everything. And she said, don't worry about the cheating. He's going to cheat. But accept it. Because the main goal is to get drafted. Remember, those girls get drafted. Those girls get drafted. when the players get, let's say, for the number one pick in the NFL draft, the New York Jets, look, I keep saying the New York Jets, but the New York Jets select, they might as well say Molly Ringwald. They might as well say her name, because she the one just got drafted. Okay? She the one just got drafted. She wouldn't be, half these girls wouldn't be with these players if they won the NFL. Come on, let's be real, though. Okay? But they're securing the bag for their family, so that money could go back to their family. Okay, that's all it is. But I don't like keep thinking like that, because ain't none of my business. Okay, who people date. But when that offensive lineman for the New York Jets got drafted, he had an African mother and father, right? He was sitting between his mother and his father. You could tell they straight from Africa, Nigeria or something, right? And when he got drafted, the mother was so happy. He was hugging his mother, his father, and then his girlfriend was rubbing his leg. She was trying to get to his mother, like, get away from here, man. Like, this is our son. And then I remember one draft, they had the lady snatched the girl away from the dude. That was hilarious. Yeah, you see, I don't like to keep saying plantain, because then it's like I'm trying to nitpick at this point. I don't want to nitpick. Like, yeah, players, go get your money, right? Like, if they sign a max deal, go get your money. You remember how Travis signed and all the signing bonus was guaranteed? Man, get your money. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Deshaun Watson, get your money. You know, hell, Trevor Lawrence, get your money, damn it. Did Trevor cut his hair? That was a bad move if he did. I heard he cut his hair. I hope that don't mess his game up. Because, you know, your power come from your locks, come from your hair. I truly believe that. I hope that don't mess his game up now. If Trevor cut his hair. I think I heard he cut his hair. But anyway, the owners are the masters, right? And what did they say when Travis got to Jack? Travis, we got a plan for you, Travis. Remember when he first got to Jacksonville? Remember that? Travis, we got a plan for you. Okay. I want you to be who you want to be, Travis. I want you to stay who you are, right? I want you to stay who you are. We're going to play both sides of that ball. Y'all ain't letting him do it. You letting him do it sparingly. Let him, like Coach Prime is right. Y'all need to ask him, how did he manage Travis at Colorado? Because y'all not doing that. Okay? Like, he get in here and there. I want him to be in all the plays. Like, throw a deep bomb to him or something. It's just like he'll get a little 5-yard pass. Okay, boom, a little 5-yard, then he get out the game. I was so disappointed. And then he got hurt. You ain't going to know if he's not going to play both sides until you let him do it. He don't even seem tired out there. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm not saying the NFL ain't hard, because that's a different level. All the athletes, they train 24/7. Everybody train 24/7, so it's harder. But I don't know. Maybe it's, I don't know. But I don't know. I just, like I said, I'm just fed up with that. I don't like the owners, to be honest with you. We barely had, Michael used to own the NBA team. He don't own it no more. He sold it. They don't got no equity in these damn sports. Nothing. But anyway, it's all good. It's all good. I don't want to keep sounding like a hater. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all good. It's all good, man. Let the players get their money, the ones that get it. You said quite a few people keep receipts. Keep receipts on what? Yeah, it's all good, man. Like, I just don't like. I don't like the owners though. I really don't. I don't like the owners, man. Yeah, I barely watch anymore, to be honest. I do. I try to watch every now and then. You said, no, that was a wig. You said that was a wig? What, trap? No, it wasn't. He cut his hair. He ain't had no wig on. He really did grow his hair out like that. But I don't know if he cut it. Somebody, maybe they lied to me. Said he cut his hair, but it's crazy. But, let's see what else Coach saying here.
That bothered me. It really did. It really, really, really did. Because you know why, my brother? And I'm going to tell you this. I ain't never told nobody this publicly. That was the first time in my life that I couldn't fix it. I've always been able to fix it with all my kids.
You see, he wasn't able to fix it. So he had to struggle too, because it's the first time Shador had a different coach in his whole career. So they both had to go through it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to fix it. It ain't nothing you he gotta go through this on his own. He gotta win this. And like I said, this year he has an opportunity to beat out Deshaun Watson this year. So we're gonna see if he beat out Deshaun this year. If not, he will play if Deshaun mess up. Shador gonna go in. But this is the first time that Shador didn't have him as the coach. Because if Prime was the coach, Shador would have been starting. I'm just letting y'all know this. He would have started no matter what. I don't give a damn if they were 0-12. He would have been starting. Last year wasn't like that. He had to sit back on the sidelines. He didn't have the power no more. I knew that during draft day when they pulled that BS. The reason why I said he pulled BS, he should have went in the first round. Come on, man. At the very worst, the second round. That's it. Nowhere past the second round. At this point, the conspiracy is in now. It's a conspiracy. But yeah, this is the first time that he couldn't fix it. You know what I'm saying? It was like his son is in the NFL and he has to go through it. Now, why did he have to go through the fire and get all that? I don't know. That's crazy. But it happened. You know what I'm saying? And it makes it that much more when he win that position. He didn't have his dad help. He's on his own on this one. He's still on his own on this. He's still on his own, and he going to win that position. He going to do it because he did it. That's it. But as a dad, though, I guess, damn, I want to help my baby out. You know what I mean? So I get it. But he's on his own now. I'm on my own. I don't know how it got this way. On my own. He's on his own, baby. He'll be good. He'll be good. Because he competed last year and he did good. Tell me he didn't start last year. He did. He damn sure did. Listen, at the end of the day, you said the owner isn't the coach, but the owner is the one that called the shots over there at Cleveland. He's worse than Jerry Jones. You don't know the Cleveland coach like that. That Cleveland coach is worse than Jerry Jones, man. He called the shots over there. You know how many quarterbacks they went through? So yeah, man. He's on his own, man. And he can win this thing on his own. He's not alone, but he's on his own in the NFL. He's alone in the NFL. But not alone in life. But in the NFL, he's alone. His dad can't help him. Because he would have helped him, on draft day. He don't have no more pull in the NFL. That's some crazy shit, yo. I didn't realize that. They carrying it like that. He ain't got no pull. Yo. Not in the NFL. Even the Jets fell in line. I was like, yo, on draft day, I said, yo, we gonna get him. We gonna get him. Guys, I had already drafted Shador before they drafted him. Yo, my boy, my brother. My brother called to congratulate me. He said, yo, congratulations, yo. I said, what? He said, yo, Shador didn't get drafted yet. So you know what that means. I said, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, yo, congratulations, man. He said, I just wanted to say that you were right. Congratulations. People would congratulate me because I just knew when the Jets pick was in, I just knew they were getting ready to draft him. Guys, I had my Joe Namath jersey on and everything. I went and pulled out the Joe Namath jersey. You know what I'm saying? Put the Jets hat on. And then when they went in a different, I'm like, what? I was like, oh, it didn't look. Then I said, nah, they're not going to draft him here. They're going to draft him with the next pick. So the next pick came. That was it. I took the jersey off. I know they want to get his money out of Watson. But my thing is, I guess with Watson, we'll have to wait for the opening. We have to wait for the next, I would say week 4. We'll see what their record is. If they have a losing record, they're going to have to make a decision. Do we put Shador in or we go with Watson? Or we don't know yet. We don't know yet. Shador could win it out this year. We don't know. I have to at least give him that. But if it's not a quarterback competition, then hey, it's the $240 million. I don't know, man. He coming off a double Achilles injury. That's kind of crazy. He injured it twice. So hopefully, we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. But yeah, he can't fix it this time. You know what I'm saying? He got to sit back as a parent watching his son in the NFL. That's it. He's no longer the coach. Because the first time he's ever competed for a quarterback position was last year. And he did really well. For somebody, that's his first time competing. He did very well. He handled himself correctly. He didn't blow a gasket. He just kept his head up and he kept working. So he passed the test. For his first time, he passed the test. Because he could have came off as an entitled person, but he's not. He stayed down. Remember during that when Shiloh and them was recording at his house, he wanted to go back to studying film. You know what I'm saying? He put the work in, and that's why he got where he was. So it's all good. He passed the test though. Yep, he passed the test. You said Derek contract was extended. The Browns are paying him to 2030. Yeah, I mean, he don't have to play football no more. I mean, if after next season, if he don't play football no more, yeah, he'll be getting paid. Well, actually, it'll extend even more, especially if he's not playing. He'll be getting paid to the 2040s or the late 2030s if he's not playing anymore. If he's retired because of injury or whatever, he retired. They will slowly pay him out in annuities for the rest of that duration. That's what they did with Allen Houston and the Knicks did. He just got finished getting paid 5 years ago. And Allen Houston has not been playing. He's been retired way past 5 years. Like somebody said, Bobby Bonilla, he's still getting paid. And when the last time Bobby Bo played, so them contracts is crazy. Especially when a greater part of it is guaranteed. But Deshaun, every last penny is guaranteed. Every last penny. That's crazy. But I ain't knocking him get his money. But shit, if I'm Shador, I don't know. I might have to stick with the Brown if he's sitting up there breaking bread like that. You know what I'm saying? If he breaking bread like that, that might be the team to stay with. Let's see what he'll do for Shador. What kind of contract he gonna give him? Shador, I'm ready to give you $300 million guaranteed. 300. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Shit.
But as that bull jump was going on and everything, it was I couldn't fix it. And he wanted me to fix it. And I didn't have the power to fix it. And that hurt. Because I felt like I wasn't there for my son. Why we didn't have an agent? Well, you projected to go what, first or second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I've been through this. So why you need that? It don't make sense to give somebody 4 or 5% or 3%, whatever they're giving now, and where you slide it.
Have you, as a man of faith, have you been from time to time in your prayer? Have you asked why, and what has God told you about that?
Doug, you want me to walk around this crib with this camera? The what? I'm in Texas. You want me to walk around this acreage? You want me to go in Colorado, walk around that one? You want me to walk around my life, their life? If I didn't ask why then, why would I ask why now? God is good, dog. You're talking about a moment. You talk about a moment of his life that was uncomfortable, that he's never been uncomfortable. And you want me to ask God why? Brother, please. No, man. Why this? Why this peace I got in my heart that passes all understanding? Why I reach out to a brother like you to show you love and give you love because you deserve it. And I want you to soar. Like, come on, man. We don't ask why. Because we don't have to question God about the good things. We can't question about the bull jump. Come on, man. We ain't built like that. None of my kids, they weren't raised like that. And I got 4 out of 5 that are graduated from college. The only reason the other one ain't graduated from college because she graduated from the game of life. my first grandson is kicking her butt right now, so she's going to college right now.
The college of hard knocks. They used to say.
A 100 to keep it a buck.
Coach. That's a testimony to some people out there that when the chips is down and you think about asking why, you got to always understand that it's in its perfect timing. And
but
so
that ain't down, dog. Like I don't. I've said this a multitude of times. I don't have bad days, man. Bad moments, bad situations. Yeah, but not a bad day. I got control of that. We don't have a bad year. Just like when he answered the question when the dude saying, "Well, you used to be the man." What he said? Used to.
Right.
Like we ain't built like that. We weren't taught like that. This man on this property, the same property across, we call it the Brown House. Got the Brown House, Red House, got several houses on the property. I'm not bragging on that both. I'm just testifying. We were on the porch over there doing interviews when he was in high school, man. As a freshman, we were practicing for this. We didn't just practice for the monumental moments. We practiced on the bull jump too. So that's why he was able to handle it. And he was funny. I remember the time they went crazy because he was miming stuff. See, that was funny to us because that we've done stuff like that. But he didn't realize that you can't do it. They can do it. It's cool.
They went crazy.
They do it, but it's a problem when you do it, you can't do that.
They went nuts.
It's involving because he's
Yeah. So, hold on one second. You said it never was Dax. It was Lamar. You said it was never. I don't know what you're talking about, Evan. What are you talking about? Like you said, it was never Dax. It was Lamar and Jalen. I don't know what you're talking about. And you sitting there calling somebody goofy. Hold on. I don't like that comment. So I'm going to hide you. I don't know who you're talking about. You said you absolutely don't know what you're talking about. You talking about me, Evelyn. You getting at me. What do you mean I don't know what I'm talking about? You just come up in here and you attacking. You said it was never Dax. It was Lamar and Jalen. What the fuck are you talking about? Like we're not even talking about that. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's some bots up in here. These are bots. That's what this is. It's just a bunch of bots. I ain't studying them. Let me just continue with what I'm doing. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Some people just they must send bots in here, yo. I think that's what they're doing. You said Cleveland Browns is going to win AFC Super Bowl. Man, get the fuck out of here, yo. You a bot. Y'all not sending bots my way. That's a bot. The fuck out of here. They not winning the goddamn Super Bowl. Get out of here. And I'm saying it because I don't like the Browns. Don't come up in here with that. Don't listen, for real, for whoever doing, don't send bots my way. Don't do that, because that's a bot. Because I'm not even sitting here I'm not even on no hater type shit. And then this person talking about Jalen Daniels. We ain't even mentioned Jalen Daniels. I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, people crazy, bro. That's why I don't go live like that, yo. I just be chilling. I don't go live like, because people, they send bots your way. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. Yeah, I mean, the reality of it is Deshaun Watson contract is $240 million. That's not hate. I'm not sitting somebody that got a $240 million contract. He's not sitting the bench. If I was the owner, until he showed me that he can't play. Now, if he gets in the game and we sitting up there 0-2 in the season, then I'm gonna have to eat that, because we're gonna have to go with the second year player. We're gonna have to at least give him a chance. You know what I'm saying, to try to salvage this season. But they're gonna give him the benefit of the doubt more than not. That's what I think. And it's no knock on Shador, but I get why they're sending bots my way, because they have to figure out how he can play, because it's kind of like hindering his long-term deal, because he needs a resume to get through 200-300 million. I get it. You know, you got to think about, he was robbed of a lot of money. Look at the signing bonus Travis got and Cam Ward got compared to his signing bonus. They robbed him of a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? It was robbery. And then I don't agree with all that. I went to bat for him all season last year, going hard on the NFL and the Browns. And they still sending bots my way. That's crazy. They still sending bots my way. They ruined my channel. They sending bots. They think I'm a hater. And that's the crazy part. That's why I don't even really talk about this no more, because I'm not a hater, actually. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I actually give my real opinion and stuff like that. And they send in so many bots and stuff. Is crazy. You know what I mean? I know all of you are not bots, but I can tell the bots when they come in. I can tell by the pictures and everything that they're bots. And it's like, why are you sending bots my way? Send bots to, you know who they need to be sending bots to? They need to be sending bots to Buffed and Prime. Why don't y'all send bots his way? He don't be having bots like that in his channel when he go live. He don't. Why me? Send him to Matt McChesney way. Those are the ones that really are throwing personal attacks. I'm not doing no personal attacks. You know what I'm saying? So don't get me mistaken with Buffed and Prime and 0 to 60. You know, don't get me, I'm not like that. I'm a real person. You know what I'm saying? I don't exist to these people. You know what I'm saying? They rock with 0 to 60 before they rock with me. And 0 to 60 turned out to be a motherfucking hater. So that's just what it is. But see, I'm too raw. You know, they don't want to deal with somebody like me, even though I'm a really good person. But they don't want to deal with somebody like me. Man, they rather send bots my way. Like, I'm the person they send bots to, but you don't send bots to 0 to 60 and all these haters. You know what I'm saying? And Buffed and Prime and all them. They don't get bot sent their way. Shit, Buffton Prime, he been up to Colorado. They even offer him a job. Shit like that. Yeah, these people don't know, man. They don't, like, listen, I'm real. I'm real as they come. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to give my opinion when it's not popular. I know it's not popular to hear that Shedeur not going to start this season because $240 million anyway. So fuck it. If you mad, you mad. I'm just telling you that the $240 million is in the way. It's in the way. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all, I told y'all the last live chat, I'm not watching the Cleveland Browns if Shedeur don't play. I'm not watching them if he doesn't play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not watching the Cleveland Browns. But y'all still got me as a hater. That shit's crazy. I'm not sitting up there taking personal attacks at this man, yo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Like how these other people were doing. You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of this whole thing right now. I don't like it, to be honest with you, man. But the season going on, it's going to be a while before the season starts. I'm not rushing the season because I'm ready for the World Cup. I'm about to start talking FIFA anyway over here anyway. This right here, man, it's just going into a different direction. It's common sense over everything. Common sense will tell you Deshaun is starting, yo. That's common sense. You know, so unless he can't go, unless his leg is not healthy. You know what I'm saying? He's the elder statesman. Deshaun been in more NFL games. He's the veteran. That's who you going with. I'm just telling you all this. It's just that's the cards Shedeur was dealt right now. Prime can't fix it. Whether he talked to Coach Monken or not, Monken don't own the team. The owner is the one that's paying the money. You know what I'm saying? If he wants Deshaun out there, that's who's going to be out there. You know what I'm saying? That's just point blank, period. You know? And I'm not a hater when I'm saying that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't send no more bots my way. Don't do it. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys whenever, again. I'm not sure when it's going to be. But anyway, let me get up out of here. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I appreciate y'all joining.